Today on Top 5 Friday, I'm going to tell you guys my top 5 hipster fragrances. Let's do it, dude. Welcome back to J-ROYL, everyone. My name is James in my most hipster attire. Not really. This, of course, is Top 5 Friday. Every single Friday, I put out a top 5 video on fragrances. How do I classify hipster fragrances? Hipster fragrances are fragrances that hipsters might wear. They are also fragrances made by indie houses, because of course all hipsters like indie music, right? I prepared a list of 5 fragrances that cover a wide variety of different styles of fragrances, and hopefully the hipsters out there will find something for themselves. My number 5 hipster fragrance is Acqua di Parma's Colonia Club. This is a hipster fragrance because not many people wear this stuff. Colonia Club is in a green bottle, and we're used to seeing the clear bottles, the blue bottles, and maybe the dark brown bottles. I feel this would be perfect for the old school hipster, one of the original hipsters. Those guys from 15 years ago that showed up at your party with a mustache and you wondered what the heck they were doing? This is what that guy would wear. Being part of the Colonia line, it is a classic style of fragrance. There's definitely lavender in there. There's some citrus as well. But what's nice about this is it has a green quality to it, as you can tell from the bottle. A simple way I can sum this fragrance up is Acqua di Parma's Green Irish Tweed. Now, I'm not saying it smells like Green Irish Tweed, but it has a bit of that vibe, and it is in the same category as Green Irish Tweed. Absolutely great for a more mature professional. Doesn't necessarily want to smell like anyone else either. At number 5, Colonia Club. My number 4 hipster fragrance is Molecule 01 by Eccentric Molecules. Now this fragrance is for the geeky hipster. With a pretentious name like Molecule 01, this fragrance is composed of one synthetic note, and it's called Iso E Super. It is said to smell somewhat like a understated, creamy, maybe slightly powdery wood, close to a sandalwood. It is extremely linear, but it performs in a very interesting way because it doesn't push out like crazy, yet it's always lingering, and it lingers for 8 hours. This fragrance gained a lot of popularity when people online said that it acts as a good base coat or a primer for other fragrances to boost their performance. I have not had that experience personally. When I do layer this fragrance, I just smell Fragrance A and Molecule 01. But results may vary. I also personally know a few hipsters in LA that really love this fragrance, so
my point has been proven.
At number 4, Molecule 01. My number 3 hipster fragrance is Slow Explosions by Imaginary Authors. Imaginary Authors is a proper indie fragrance house. And with a name like Slow Explosions, how can the hipsters not want to wear this fragrance? A really interesting combination of saffron, leather, and rose, with a bit of apple as well. It is quite fruity and sweet. This is one of those perfect unisex fragrances where it doesn't necessarily make a huge statement on either side of the spectrum. It really is right down the middle. And although not my personal favorite from the line, this is probably the most hipster of the names, so that's why I decided to put it on this list. Also, with these fragrances, there is an imaginary story that goes behind each one, and I bet hipsters everywhere would eat that S up, because it is very artsy fartsy, which I do appreciate, so I'm not making fun. I think it's really cool myself. At number 3, Slow Explosions. My number 2 hipster fragrance is Panda by Zoologist. Zoologist is based in Toronto, Ontario, which is where I'm from, and Panda, more specifically the 2017 reformulation, is a fantastic fragrance that showcases the beautiful note of apple. It is a very vibrant apple, it's zesty, more so than Slow Explosions, and it's also accompanied by an earthy accord with some leather, some animalistic castoreum. But to me, it's really all about the apple. And the color of the liquid inside is telling of that. Now, why I think a hipster would like this fragrance is, of course, it's an indie fragrance house as well, but the note makeup is so fascinating. It is extremely unique as well, yet it still garners compliments. This is for the hipster that, wants to be nice and pleasant, but don't get too close, man, because I got that animalistic stuff going on. So of the entire line, this is definitely one of the more wearable fragrances. So if you're not into stuff that's too daring, but you still want to be a bit different, then Panda is worth checking out. At number 2,
Panda.
and my number 1 hipster fragrance is To Tao from House of Matriarch. I had no choice but to give this fragrance number 1. To start, it's an incredibly smelling, summery fragrance. It encapsulates the idea of a summer in Thailand. There's beautiful mango, ylang ylang, some white florals, vanilla, coconut. It's just such an incredible tropical blend of notes. Very nice projection for the first few hours, and then longevity lasts about 6 hours on my skin. Another huge plus for the hipsters out there is House of Matriarch prides themselves on fragrances that are, fair trade and organic and, really totally hipster, dude. It's also worth mentioning that this fragrance came to fruition due to a collaboration with House of Matriarch and Timmy from Imagine Scent. My boy Timmy, you created something really special with this fragrance. And I'm sure the hipsters out there will agree. At number 1, To Tao. A large part of hipster culture is about being a little bit off the beaten path. You want to stand out, you want to be a bit more artistic, but at the same time, you're still part of a community, right? These fragrances, although a bit different, are still wearable. Fragrances like these will help you express yourself, because fragrances, after all, are an accessory. It really is about self-expression. All of our links to the Facebook group, Snapchat, and Instagram are down below, and if you like what you see, then like the video and subscribe. To close this video out, I'm gonna sing some hipster music. Bad day, looking far away, home, looking for the great escape. Patrick Watson, Montreal, dog. Peace.